Hello and welcome to Midas Markets Daily News. Let's kick off your trading day with the latest financial news and market headlines.
Hi traders, this is Jason with the market update. The US dollar index held near a 6-week high above 99 last week as mixed signals around US-Iran peace talks kept investors cautious over inflation risks and the outlook for interest rates. Meanwhile, the latest FOMC minutes showed that most policymakers believe further rate hikes may still be appropriate if inflation remains above the Fed's 2% target. WTI crude oil rebounded slightly before the end of last week, but still fell nearly 5% as markets grew more optimistic that the parties involved in the conflict may eventually reach an agreement. Reports also suggested that with Pakistan's mediation, the US and Iran had finalized a draft agreement that could be announced soon. The news quickly hit global energy markets, pushing both major crude benchmarks sharply lower as geopolitical risk premiums rapidly faded. Gold stayed above $4,500 for most of last week and is expected to end the week broadly unchanged, as mixed signals around US-Iran peace talks kept investors cautious over inflation risks and the interest rate outlook. Iran has also been in talks with Oman over a permanent fee system for Strait of Hormuz shipping traffic. Despite recent stability, gold has still fallen around 14% since the conflict began, as markets priced in the risk of energy-driven inflation and tighter central bank policy. The Japanese yen weakened to around 159 and is heading for a second straight weekly decline as softer domestic inflation reduced pressure on the Bank of Japan to tighten policy in the near term. Japan's core inflation slowed to 1.4% in April from 1.8% in March. At its April meeting, the Bank of Japan raised its core inflation forecast sharply, citing higher crude oil prices linked to the Middle East conflict and continued cost pass-through from companies to consumers. Euro traded around the 1.16 level last week as investors assessed weaker S&P Global Flash PMI data and developments in the Middle East. The survey showed that the Eurozone economy unexpectedly contracted in May at the fastest pace since late 2023. The European Central Bank kept rates unchanged last month, but discussed potential rate hikes and has signaled that an increase could come as early as June.
We hope you enjoyed today's market outlook. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Remember to join us tomorrow morning for the freshest news.